am here. Just want to see if anybody else is, hello. I'll give it a couple seconds here and see if we have anybody else on here with me before I get started. Let's see, let's move that over there. Good morning, Robin. How are you? Hi, sister. I haven't gotten my comments uh, to come up yet. So anyway, I am going to get started. So hello to anyone who is watching this. I appreciate you guys being here with me. I am Pam Blackwood. I have Nana's Crafting Cottage on YouTube. And I've been on here once before and really enjoyed it. So I thought this time I'll give you a little bit different project. And yeah, so let's get started. These are my prototype of what I plan on doing today. These are with playing cards, just regular playing cards, and I did cover the backs because I didn't know at the time what I was going to do. But then I also put some hooks and eyes up here so that they do connect. And this particular project is going to go in the front of this grungy paper bag journal that I just started. So I thought that would be kind of cool. Something different. Why not? Okay, so I'm going to put those aside. Let's bring out what I have all together here. Today I am going to do basically the same thing, only with the flashcard. And I know there's comments out there, so let me look at my settings and see if I can figure out. There we go. Now I've got them. I just had to refresh my screen. Duh. Hi, Angie. Good morning. Angie Ring. Lori Kramer, my sister. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. Awesome. I can see everybody. Okay, cool. So anyway, to keep going, I'm going to use a playing card. And this playing card measures, let me get my trusty ruler out here. It measures 3 by about 4.5. 3 by 4.5. Just an old flash card that I had in my stash, and you could use heavy cardstock or whatever you have on hand. And I did pick out this photo from my Tim Holtz Halloween, and I have the paper dolls in here, and then it includes some of these. And that's where the photos came from for this. And I do have the mica tiles on here, and that's what I will be putting on this one. And then this is a piece of fabric. Long story on that one. My sister knows because I told her. Anyway, I did some zigzagging with some loose thread. I just took a long piece of thread and just wadded it up and stitched it on there, zigzagged it on there, so that'll be going on there. And then I do have a bunch of stuff here. Here's my mica tile. It kind of just darkens it and makes it look older than it is. And I just thought I'd get some pieces of pattern tissue. I don't think I want that. This is a tea bag that I took apart, kept the tea, and put it in a bag for other projects, and then sprayed it with my oxide sprays like this. In fact, this one is walnut stain, and this one is scorched timber, and these are the two that I did spray this with. And then this is just some old looking book page that is from Amazon. It came in several sheets. This is a sprayed guest check. This is the bottom of it. Hello, Lorna. Good to have you. And it still has the number here. And then just some old music paper. I have a ton of it, and so I plan on doing that. Now what I plan on doing is collaging on the flashcard, just collaging all over it. So that is what I will get started on. And I did not get my alcohol inks out for my picture. I do like to spray that. Let me grab my box, and then I will be right here. I'm just right here. Okay, that's one thing I forgot to get out. Duh. Okay, here's my case. Yes, I do have a lot of inks. I do have a lot of inks. My sister can attest to that. Okay, so let's open it up. And I like to use butterscotch, Ranger alcohol ink butterscotch. And I like to use Ranger alcohol ink latte. And then the other one, actually I think I'll just leave it at those two for now. I do have duplicates in here, but that's my collection there. Okay. Now that you know I'm a pretty good hoarder of craft supplies, the secret is out. Okay. Now, let's see here. Okay. Let's start collaging. Alright. First of all, I want to ink it with my Distress Oxide Scorched Timber. It's nice and dark, and I like grungy. And I think you all are learning that. I like to ink it around the edges, regardless of whether all the edges get covered or not. Sometimes they don't. I'm not going to worry about the back right now. I don't know where I'm going to put it in. I may put it in my grungy paper bag journal. I don't know. Okay, now let's get this inked and drying. I'll just get it kind of deep in, and I did get my die out. I have a nesting die set of these oval dies, and this one fits the picture perfectly. So that's what I'll be doing after I get this collaged. But I just want to make sure that I get the ink in the right areas so it does show. Okay, so there. Now let's put some butterscotch on there. And it doesn't take much at all. And I like to just let it drop and then run. And just let it go. And that gives an older effect to it. Okay. And I'm going to give a drop here. And that's what I did to my prototypes too. I put the alcohol ink on the photo, as you can see here. And that's how it worked out. Okay, let's get this. So that's going to show up really nice through the mica. Okay, let's set that aside to dry. Yeah, I'm just going to use the one color, being just the one picture. But these are the colors that I like the best. Butterscotch and latte. Okay, let's put that back there. All right, now let's start collaging. I know that everybody has collaged at some point. And I'm going to use my craft stick, glue stick. It is the Scotch Create Permanent glue stick. It seems to work the best. So yeah, I enjoy using that. I don't use it very often. I don't use it for great big things because I just don't trust glue stick all that much. I probably should, but I don't. I just don't. And it's not my first go-to on here. So this is very brittle paper, but I don't care if it tears a bit. That just adds to the character of it. Let's do it this way. It's a bit easier to get to. So I hope everybody's having a good morning. It's nice and cool here in Northwest Oregon. I knew it was going to be cooler, but wow, it's really nice out. In fact, my husband and I were going to walk uptown, which is like 3 blocks away, our little town here, and go to see a car show that they have going on. But it was a bit chilly and breezy, believe it or not, so we didn't. My husband says, I think we'll do it after you're finished. And I go, that's fine with me. So it's kind of crazy out there. Okay, let me get my sander out. Oh, I've got it out already. Okay. That's what happens when I get too much stuff on my desk. I lose track of it. Okay, I got a new sanding disc put on my pouncer here. These are Tim Holtz sanding discs. Ugh. And they work wonders. So I'm going to have that out for the edges. And if you're new and you want to know about tearing, there are 2 directions that you can go. One direction leaves no white on the edge. The other direction, like this other piece, has white on the edge. So you go this way, one side has white, one side does not. The other way, vice versa. So I don't want white on here, and I want this direction. So I'm going to go this way. See the difference? So I don't want any of that on there, and I want to tear the bottom here. You can tell I'm a little bit nervous. This is my second time on here, and I did a live on another group too, but yeah, I still get a little nervous. Okay, let's glue this up. Okay, I want it that direction, and I don't care if the edges show a bit like they have here, does not matter. Okay, and I want some tissue. Oh, and I also have this too. This is a tea dyed or coffee dyed piece of scrap that I found in my stash, of course. And so I want that on there. Okay. There we go. And I think I'm going to be doing these lives once a month, which I'm excited about. At least that's what Robin and I had talked about. And so there's many other things that I can show. Plus, if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, it's Nana's Crafting Cottage. There's a lot of videos over there. I got over 200 of them out there that are various things. Some tutorials, some flip-throughs, just kind of a little bit of everything. I do put these lives on there also. Okay, let's see. I want some of this tea bag. And it doesn't matter if some of the blue here shows in the background. I don't have a problem with that. So because I don't have a problem with that, I'm just going to let it be. Okay, here. Oh, Lorna, it's hot in Florida. Oh. Yeah, I can understand that. Oh, I watch some people that are on YouTube that are in Alabama and Florida, and they're just scorching hot. I mean, the heat index in Alabama the other day was like 120. Oh, we had 115 here a few summers ago, and that was a summer to remember, I'll tell you. Ooh. We don't get like that here in Oregon, my goodness. And my chickens, if anybody knows me, I have chickens, yes. I have 5 girls, and they were just a year old at that time. They're going to be 5 next month. And I thought for sure they were going to croak on me, but they didn't. They stuck it out, and they've been sticking out the hundreds and 90s and so forth that we've had since then in summers. It's amazing. But I do have a nice big fan in their coop, and everything all opened up in their coop and their run, and so they seem to be quite comfortable. Happy anyway. It's the main thing. Okay. So I'm not going to worry about the center part of this because we're not going to see it. So what I'm going to do is do a bit more inking here and there. let's see, let me close my glue up for now. I don't think I'll be using glue stick again, so I'll just put it back out of the way. And I need to see how this is going to fit. Actually, it's going to go in the back. Okay, I am going to go ahead and put this on my, no, let me sand this down first, sorry. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm a little bit nervous. I want to make this come out well for you guys. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness, everybody's putting up with the heat and humidity. That is just terrible. Heat is one thing, but then you get the humidity and oh my. I remember going to Disney World with my son and daughter-in-law one year. They took me, surprised me when I went back to visit them. And oh my gosh, thought I was going to die. The humidity was so bad and it was so hot. Oh man. They were able to withstand it. Of course, they're much smaller than me, but wow, it was absolutely craziness. Okay, I'm going to stick this on here, this piece of tissue, before I start cutting on it. Yeah, let's do that. Hope you guys can see me okay. All right, let's do this. And I just need to cover a little bit there because it's going to be cut in the center. Right about there. Okay, that'll work perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right, let me ink that a bit. There. Okay, and I'll bring my glue stick back. Since I changed my mind. All right. Okay. And I'll just put that right there. It's just to kind of give it some color, and you can even wrinkle it up and ink it some more like that. So there's our covered piece as much as we're going to cover it. Like I said, we don't need the center, so we're not going to be worried about that part. All right, so I have my machine, my vagabond here, and I'm going to cut this out. And you're going to hear some noise, so bear with me while I do this. It'll just take a second, but I wanted to cover it before I cut it. And it's easier to do it that way. Okay, hang on. Here we go. And we are done. All right. Get my piece out there. And here we go. Poof. Looks pretty cool. Okay. I'm going to do the super inking now around the edges. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I don't know if anybody has done anything like this before, but it is so much fun. Okay. Ink the inside here. And then I will be putting the mica tile on the back. Okay, and then some of them, well, like this one, you can finish covering. I have some others here from the last time. That looks cool, doesn't it? So you can finish covering this and use it, put a butterfly on there, some words, a little bit of stitching, you're done. So these, yes, are going to go into my grungy journal. Absolutely. Okay, so I got that part. Now, see how she's going to look pretty in there. Okay, so let me get these scraps out of my way. First of all, we keep things such as this. Yes, we do. Okay, mica. Here it is. I put it on the wrong side. All right. So let's kind of mark with a marker where I want to cut. I can cut this with scissors with no problem. So I'm going to come over and I'm going to give myself plenty of room to glue so it doesn't smear out into the center there. So I think about, half an inch, quarter of an inch would be plenty. So I'm going to come along here and then follow this line up and then just have it right there. Okay. Now to cut, and this is layered, so they kind of come off in sheets if you want it to, but it's very easy to cut. Very easy to cut. Okay, there we go. Put that aside. All right, and it's amazing how much it changes your photo. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so let's get that glued down. And I'm going to use a scant amount of glue right along the edges here so that it does not bleed where you can't get it wiped up, because it'll your picture will be over that and you won't be able to get it. Okay. So here, 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 and here, and you just lightly tap it down. And if you're going to glue this down onto something, you don't need to worry about a backing. The only reason why I put a backing on the others is I didn't know at the time what I was going to do with it. But then I decided to put those hooks and eyes on it, and that changed everything. Okay, so let's see where I want to put her. Isn't that awesome? That looks old and tired and yeah, okay. I just wanted to make her straight. Now I'm going to take my pencil and mark the corner here and here. I won't need to do the top. I'll just fit them in there so that I know that is where it needs to go, is here in here. I learned that from another YouTube gal that I watch, Angela Kerr. Okay, let's put it around the outside edge here, because again, we don't want it to bleed in anywhere. And it doesn't need a whole lot. Okay. All right, and put the corner in the corner in their little marked slots. Knit straight and tap it down. Okay, there she is. Beautiful. Okay. There we go. Thank you, Lori, for looking up that link. Um, no problem, Julie. Good to have you. Welcome, welcome. Okay. There we go. All right. Now I have this piece that I want to put on here. I think I'll put it up here this time. And I also have, where did I put those? Oh, dear. I'm looking for, oh, I wanted to put a number on there. That's right. Okay, I wanted to put a number on here, but I need to darken it up so it will show up better. These are from number dies that I got off of Amazon also. But I want to put something behind. Oh, here's my, here we are. This is an ephemera pack of snippets from Tim Holtz. I like them because they're so much smaller and various sizes, shapes, colors. Yeah, I like them a lot. Okay, so I'm a big fan of putting letters and numbers and such on here. So let's ink this piece up. Right there. We'll put it right there. Okay. And then and I'm also a fan of using tweezers for various things. Let me make sure that, okay, yep. Okay, let's ink that up. Yes, Robin, Lori's right. It will last you a long time, the mica. Here's the package that it looks like right here. And you get a ton of it. Plus, my sister had sent me a bunch a long time ago, and I still have pieces of that too. So yes, it'll last. I don't think you'll have to buy it after that first time, and I think she'll agree with me. Okay, let's start gluing this down. All right, let's put this label. These are so much fun to do and so easy. I hope you guys give them a try. If you have playing cards, or just cut the scrapbook paper, whatever size you want, and do it. It would work out the same. Okay, here. Let's put that down. And then our number 4. I'm still not happy with how light that is. So let me, it just kind of disappears. I'll have to do some that are, that's better. But that's all I have. So I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to do it. Why not? Okay, and I'm just using art glitter glue on this. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's what we have so far. And I'm going to glue this down with my Fabrifix. This one is almost empty. I have a new bottle sitting there. And if you have 3-in-1, Fabri-Tac, I prefer the Fabrifix because it doesn't get thick as quick as Fabri-Tac does. Like toward the end, it doesn't get firm and gluey, just clumpy, real clumpy. It doesn't do that like Fabri-Tac does. All right, here's that. And I think I want to put, what else? Oh, I have some, let's just say, statements in here that are from Tim Holtz, and plus there's some that I have done on my own, and blessed are the curious. Let's see. I think I'll do it up there. I'm just going to tear it apart. Get this out of my way. And I have the tiny text stamp set, the Tim Holtz, or Sizzix, not Sizzix, but Tim Holtz one. And that is what these are from. And I just took the whole big sheet of them and just stamped them and then cut them out. And I'm still working on them. And I've stamped it once. I do need to do it again because I'm out of some of my favorite statements. Okay. Let's do this. Put it down. Oh, we're doing pretty good time-wise. I'm really happy. Okay. I didn't want to take forever for you guys since it's your Saturday. But Saturdays are better for me. There's just so much going on during the week, having to run around and appointments and various things. And I'm sure you guys can agree. Okay, blessed are the curious. There we go. I think she is done. I think. Let me see. Something else. Now, what you could do too, and those are really big, is put on these, you could put a book plate on them if you wanted to. You could also put corners. I have small corners here. That's what I'm looking for. And if you're so inclined, you can put some on. If your corners are square, you can put them on. Even this, I could put them on if I wanted to. I don't think I will do that. Will I? Will I? Well, maybe I will. And I'll leave this. Okay. And these are just real tiny book corners that I've gotten off of Amazon a long time ago. And then I use my glue and pliers, and I just put glue in here. And that's why I like the art glitter glue, because it's strong and it has that pointy tip on it. Okay, so let's put this on here like that, and then squeeze. and squeeze. That really adds to it. So, yeah. You can go as much or as little on these little guys that you want to do. I think more is better. It used to be when I first started doing junk journals and that, I was like, oh, I don't want to do too much. No, you want to do as much as you can, as much as you want to. There's no rules. And once I started finally letting go, I was thinking, oh, I could do this and do that. Yeah, you can. You can do whatever you want to. However much, however little, it does not matter. Okay. Oh, I like that. That really brings everything out. I hope you guys agree. Okay, I better close my glue here before I get dried out. All right. Now, in amongst my mess, here is the finished product. What you guys think? Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate it. Thank you, Angie. Awesome. Okay, so that is our project for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you give it a try and hope share what you come up with. That would be fun. That would be nice. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to say goodbye for now. And thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And I will be back with some other kind of project, whatever Robin and I decide on. I love doing these. I love sharing how to do various projects. So you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful Saturday, wonderful rest of the weekend. And